Welcome back, Chief Studios. Taylor Bell here. It was funny because, well, we have some late breaking news, is what I was going to say. I was in the middle of rewatching the game so I can bring to you tomorrow some thoughts and views on the game in the win versus the Jags this past Sunday. And all of a sudden, I get a news alert. Patrick Mahomes. I was like, oh, great. Did he get hurt in practice? What happened? Um, and there was news that he restructured his contract. So I was like, wow. Click on the link, the headline, and I was like, wow, 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 one of those. So the Chiefs reworked his deal in his favor, I might say. Now, we'll get into some other things surrounding it real quick. I'm not going to make this a long video. However, let's dig into the details. Now, when they restructure contracts, the player, it varies from player to player. It's not always when a deal gets redone in the middle of a deal where it's always there is an A, B, and C as far as how it is structured. Each one of these can be structured however the team, the front office, and the player slash agent negotiate the terms. Um, all around at the beginning of the year, you saw Burrow sign a massive deal. You have Lamar Jackson sign a massive deal. And we're talking, when I say massive, we're talking $200 million plus over 5 years. Basically, looks like a NBA contract. Whenever I see these ginormous contracts, I'm always thinking, damn, that looks. I always go back to like Steph Curry. For whatever reason, I think that was the first contract, minus the Mahomes, his first deal, where I guess it totaled 10 years at $503 million. That one was just mind blowing. But even before that, there was the Steph Curry deal where he got paid, I don't know, 250 million over, but it was like over 4 years where he gets paid 50-60 million dollars a year. I mean, it's just me personally. So, uh, the Mahomes new deal is basically a Steph Curry deal. He is the highest paid player in the league, surpassing, now this is on a per year basis, surpassing Joe Burrow, um, Lamar Jackson, any of the players that got their new deal. This on a per year average is the highest in the league, highest in history. Obviously for a quarterback, but I was going to say for a player, period. The best player in the world is paid as such. Now, let's dig into the details real quick. Share screen. Let me make sure the audio is not playing. Okay, let's go here. So look, this is what I saw. Now, I just simply Googled Mahomes contract. And again, Google's so good with this. If you just want to Google what you're looking for, but then slide over to news, and it pulls up all the late breaking news on the topic you're looking for. So, Patrick Mahomes' contract restructure from Chiefs makes NFL history. Again, this is the highest per year average in NFL history. Very happy for him. He deserves it. I want to get into the mindset. Let's look at this real quick, how it's restructured. Now, I have not clicked on CNN or Fox News. I can't remember what I did just a minute ago. I think it was ESPN or what source I was looking at. But it says report. So what they did is they basically are restructuring it to where they're going to give him $210 million over the next 4 seasons. So that's 2000 this season, and it kicks in immediately. 2023, 2024, 2025, and 2026. Over those 4 years, we'll get paid $210 million, just over $210 million. Now, Ian Rappaport is reporting that it's actually $218 million. So that would make a enormous contract. Let's see. Equity Sports says Mahomes has received more than $273 million guaranteed in the bank since his original deal in 2020. Now, what is interesting about Mahomes is he's not only now getting paid, you know what? I'm going to save that. Like the best player in football, which he should. A lot of money, and don't get me wrong, it's a massive amount of money. But the interesting thing is, and the numbers I really, really want to, the numbers I really want to know or look at or observe is his endorsements, his endorsement money, because those are not public. Now the team deals are public, but his endorsements are not. Now I've heard from a couple of people, nothing obviously insider news or anything, but there's a couple of mentions that he makes over $40 million per year in endorsements, and that's Adidas contracts that he has. That's I think Gatorade. If it's not Gatorade, it may be Powerade, whatever. State Farm. He's on the State Farm insurance commercials. All those together equal $43 million a year. So if he's making 55 million a year, and then you throw in his endorsement deal, which is 40 to 43 to 44, $45 million, he's making roughly $100 million per year, and he is worth every stinking penny. Every penny. The difference he makes on the field is night and day. If you want to have a thriving franchise and you want to win all the time, he's got to be on the field. So, and look, going into the mindset of this, going into the mindset of watching all your fellow competitors, whether it be Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, getting massive deals. It's kind of like, I think he was down on number 7 or 8 on the list of, now this is on a per year basis average. I believe he was down at number 7 or 8 as of yesterday, right before he signed this. And that's the one thing there were people saying when he initially signed his 10-year $503 million contract. There were people saying that's still underpaid at a average of $50 million per year, because every single year when quarterbacks sign a new deal, they always leapfrog. Well, 4 years removed from this deal, or 3 years removed from this deal, there were, at least one quarterback every year signing a new deal. And sometimes there were 2 quarterbacks a year signing a new deal. So that's how he got down to number 7 highest paid in the league. And he knows he's the best player in the world. Chiefs know he's the best. Everybody knows he's the best player. So I guess from the mental side of it, it's nice knowing that the respect is there, because the Chiefs didn't have to do this. They absolutely did not have to do this. But I believe, obviously, they love Patrick. We love Patrick. Everybody knows he's such a good kid. Just if you were a franchise, if you could, in any sport, if you could mold an athlete, right, start from scratch, as far as height, weight, simple things, mechanics, if you're a quarterback, but then you get to the mental side, right, how smart he is, the IQ, and then you get to the personality, you get to the competitive. I'm talking as I'm watching a Patrick Mahomes commercial. T-Mobile, there's another one of his sponsors. Watching the Monday night game, he's basically the prototypical star athlete you want to have, and everybody knows this. And it's just nice in his position knowing that it's more, you're solidified in what you're doing and where you're going. You know that it just feels good that everybody is all in on you, that their confidence is through the roof, and we, in Patrick Mahomes, we trust. So I'm very excited to hear this new deal. I got to get off here, but real quick, I wanted to get into now, behind the scenes, how did this play in negotiating Chris Jones, his new deal, quote unquote, which was not a new deal. He just simply returned. How does that involve even going back to a year ago, or a little over a year ago? With how long were the Chiefs front office thinking about this? How long have these negotiations gone on? Because Tyreek Hill, I'm sure, of course, they gave up. Miami gave up a boatload for him, so it's almost a win-win. You can't afford him, let him go, and you get a ton of picks. Now, the Chris Jones deal, where does that fall in? That is a ungodly amount of money. And I mean, when you pay somebody a huge amount of money, it limits to what you can do paying other players. So how this, we're just going to have to watch how this evolves with free agents, with drafting into the future. But the good thing, Chiefs fans, is that you have. It's not like he was going anywhere, but it's just good to see that the best player in the world is paid as such. So, big news here. And we do appreciate your time. And I will get back with y'all tomorrow on the previous game against the Jags. And also, I'm going to combine the Jags game and then this upcoming game as well on Sunday. So I do appreciate the time, like I said. And I thank you very much. We will see you next